So for non-technical founders like myself, we'll be scrolling on X and I'll read how, you can build entire software products these days using AI. And, I haven't found that to be the experience. How much do you use AI in building your product?
Yeah, a lot. We use Cloud Code mainly.
Nice.
I think I haven't like manually written like a line of code in a while, and I honestly love this because also my background is in in coding in development.
Starting with zero, turn it to 10, lose once, learn, then do it again. No suits, no loans, just hustle that grows with a bootstrapped heroes.
Welcome to the Bootstrapped Heroes podcast, where we unpack how bootstrapped founders went from 0 to 10k a month and beyond. Today, I've got Mattia with me. How you doing?
Doing good. Thank you, Lee, for inviting me. Excited to chat about some cool stuff.
Yeah, super excited to have you on. I've been following you on X and your journey, and I'm excited for you to tell your story today. Perhaps we dive straight in. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about what you do.
Yeah, of course. So I've been building design tools with two co-founders for about a year and a half. We started for design tools for the web, so for websites and web apps. We have background in front end and UI, and then when AI came in, we loved the idea of bringing these two words together for making designs with AI. And yeah, we pivoted a bunch with a product called Reweb. And at some point this year, we were not like fully feeling it, what was the right direction for it. And at the same time, we were getting interested into building mobile applications. And we saw a lot of, obviously a lot of people building it. This is a very hot topic right now, but also how important design is for mobile apps and how there were not as many tools that were actually helping people to make good designs for mobile specifically. So I kind of took what we had as our previous product and kind of rebuilt a new version for the mobile app space with some, improvements and some adapting it basically to what we believe was a better version. And we launched this new product called Sleek about 2 months ago. And yeah, it's been a pretty exciting ride so far.
Very, very cool. I know I've had tons of mobile app ideas over the years. I'm sure pretty much every entrepreneur has. So yeah, very excited to sort of see how it works. So how's the business doing today? How many customers do you have? What's the revenue looking like?
Yeah, we reached 10k MRR in the first month, and now we're past
Wow.
that. And we have hundreds of paying customers so far, and it's doing pretty well. We're helping people basically mostly at MVP stage. They have a mobile app idea. They don't have like the resources or time or money to hire someone to do the design work for them or just wait weeks to get it done. They want to move fast and have control, so they can use something like Sleek that helps them design their mobile app, just by chatting with like an AI assistant essentially.
Yeah, nice. Love it. So 10k a month in the first month, that's seriously impressive. How did you do that?
So it's been mostly organic growth. So far we haven't spent much on marketing, just a couple experiments. A lot of our growth came from X, where that's where we first launched the tool. And since launch, it went pretty well. I think people resonated with it a lot. It's something that we saw the people actually wanted and had this problem. And that kind of, give us our first boost. And then, yeah, we were able to keep it while, posting a lot of content on X, on platforms like Reddit as well. Then we had some people, making videos about Sleek on Instagram, TikTok, from the tweets. That was like free content for us that helped us like get more views, a combination of all this content, and
Nice.
that's where we are, so happy to dive more into it.
Yeah, so did you have like a decent following on X already? Is that what you sort of started with or not?
Yeah, I had like a decent following. I think when we launched it was like around the 8k followers, but I
Nice.
built like over some years posting, and I think what worked. So I don't think necessarily is because of the followers. We honestly had like other great like launches before that were just not did just not bring as much revenue, although the views were good. So views are, can be like a misleading metric. But yeah, the way we structured this is we noticed in a previous launch that comments really help to kind of boost the reach of the post. So
Okay.
all right, let's do like an early access where you got a comment to get, access to the platform. So, if you're interested, you're gonna comment, the comment boosts the post and like so on. So we did it in this way, of course, with like a nice demo, a nice tweet with like a hook and like, usual content stuff. And we posted it and it actually was dying after like a few hours. But out of nowhere, it kind of started to pick up because kind of noticed that the algorithm now kind of gives like a test time to your post.
Okay.
It might seem like kind of dead at the beginning, but then if it actually decides that it's a good one, it just like boosted it like crazy. And the comments, the engagement really helps a lot. So this post went kind of viral on X, and that was brought us like our first attention, and then we kind of kept building on it basically.
Amazing. So would you recommend that for other people? So the plan is like you put out like a good like little video or hook and then you make people comment to get access. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that can help. I think that can help for sure. Of course, like it matters a lot as well with what the actual content is, like making a nice video, making like
Yeah.
strong hook that maybe resonates with people. But if you got that right, which is like the first kind of foundation, then like having some sort of strategy, I think can help to kind of boost the post.
Very, very cool. Yeah. So I suppose it's probably key as well to have like an interesting product, right? It's not going to work for any product. It's got to be something people are interested in seeing and that sort of catches attention.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's always, of course, like the first requirement. Like I said, we had like other launches for other products or side projects. Maybe, yeah, I got a ton of views, but then like no one really cared. It's just like algorithm
Sure.
and like, vanity. So, of course, it really
Nice.
depends.
And did you drive people to a free trial or you only have paid plans?
Yeah, so well, we're bootstrapped, so of course we're like conservative, like how much we spend, and of course it's an AI product, so there is high spending, pretty high spending. So we decided to keep it like pretty small, the free tier. The way it works is you have one free prompt, so one free generation. So you just
Nice.
say, I want this meditation app, whatever. You get like four screens that are designed for you, and actually like three out of four are, just normal screens. The fourth one is kind of locked, so you see it kind of blurred. And that's just to create some sort of like curiosity of like, okay, if I like three, I must like the fourth one, maybe the fourth one. So, I mean, this is like a combination of like curiosity, and what we're trying to do is like to really kind of have the user get to the wow moment as soon as possible. So, like I said, the generation is you just type your prompt and like the generation is pretty fast. We also have like this way that it kind of shows real time the UI kind of being designed. So that's kind of really cool to watch. And like the wow moment gets to the user like in a matter of 1 minute. So I
Yeah.
think that's what's important. And yeah, after that, like we have like the paywall. If you want to have more credits, create more projects, update your design, there are paid plans for that. Yeah.
Awesome. Love it. How long did it take you to build and how much money did you put in before you started making money?
Well, so to build a Sleek, it's a bit hard to answer because I mean, like I said, it's built on top of tech that we've been building for a previous product. But that was built over a year, step by step. However, when we decided to actually, okay, let's do this new product in a matter of like 3 weeks, we kind of refactor some things, improve some things, change the branding and so on. And like in the matter of like these few weeks, we launched it. And yeah, in terms of investment, I mean, we invested mostly our time. At the beginning, we just said, okay, let's launch it like organically and see how it goes. And then we feel like there is good traction, we of course going to invest more in marketing and to scale it up.
Nice. And are you a first-time founder or were there projects before this?
I've been building stuff for a good while. Like, I mean, everything of course started like as a side project. I wouldn't say there was
Sure.
like necessarily startups, but then I had, I worked alone for a while, just doing AI tools. So I would say like about 3 years ago is where I kind of quit everything to just go and build on my own. I built some stuff like in the crypto space. I had this kind of interest at the time that then I kind of abandoned for and got more interested into AI. Built one product on my own that made some money, and then I started working with my two co-founders now about a year and a half ago, and that's where we focused on the design space and built these two products basically.
How did you find your co-founders? Always found that super interesting and a tough thing to do.
Yeah, it is. It is. I think I'm pretty lucky. I'm super happy with them. So one of them, we worked together in a startup. So that was like about 3, 4 years ago. So right before I kind of quit to do my own thing. So yeah, we were working together in the same like small team. So we got to know each other and how we work together as well. So we were a good team already, I think. And the other one we met through a friend in university. It's actually funny because he's one of the first people that I kind of started doing side projects with, even some freelancing or things like that. And then we kind of took two different paths. We kind of didn't see each other for a while. And then at some point, about a year and a half ago, we were like, all right, I'm kind of lost. I don't know what I want to work on anymore. You're kind of lost too. I mean, let's just be lost together. That's better than being lost alone. And that's kind of how we got back to work together.
Nice. And do you guys work in the same place or are you all remote?
We we try to be together when possible. We're not always together. We kind of travel often. Oftentimes we travel together and go to some place and lock in there. Other times we're remote if we're maybe like visiting family or friends, but try to be together as much as possible. Yeah, because I think we feel it when we are together. Kind of things go better, and it's not a coincidence. I think we're actually like in a better, we have more energy. We can discuss things easily. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear you on that. And you're kind of living the digital nomad lifestyle, right?
Yeah, a bit like I would say I'm a slow mode, meaning that it's not that I kind of move every week or every month because that's like kind of not sustainable for being focused. But yeah, I still like to move around. Maybe we say 3 months here and 3 months there, or maybe even more. It depends. But yeah, I haven't found like a place where I kind of I'm based yet, but I enjoy kind of being a little bit around for now.
Cool. So, well, where's the business at now, and where do you think it can get to?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, right now we're like 2 months in. We're doing pretty good and still like I think we have a lot of interesting things that we want to do. So we're working on, of course, like always improving the design quality and the agent and so on. And we are trying a lot of new marketing experiments, which I think are going to be cool because, like I said, so far a lot of the growth was organic. So we're starting to differentiate a little bit because X is nice, word of mouth is nice, but I personally believe it can only take you so far, and like still you gotta try a lot of things. So yeah, we're working on doing some content with some creators like on YouTube or short form. We're working on SEO and LLM SEO. I always forget the name, but essentially ranking on LLMs. Yeah, kind of trying a lot of things, see what works, doubling down on what works better. Yeah.
Nice. So, obviously, you're in a fairly competitive space. There's probably going to be some big guys sort of building in the same space. How do you think you're going to keep your head sort of ahead of them? How are you going to beat them?
Yeah. Well, first, I think it's a like kind of a big market. It's like a
Yeah.
lot of people are building mobile apps, especially right now. It's crazy, but even people who had no idea what a mobile app, worked at all, right now are jumping into this. Of course, I think is a really big market. There's not necessarily like a player that is gonna like get everything, but of course there are competitors, and I think the more you are on X, the more there are people that are up to date with every competitor. They're like always, hey, how is this different than this? How is this different than that? And maybe they kind of try them all. They try your tool, then they try the other tool. They kind of want to, be up to date, be on the edge. And the more you move out of X, the more there are people that have no idea what the possibility that they have. They have no idea what tools exist. And if you manage to like show them your tool as the one, they're gonna be, hey, that's the one. Um, so yeah, I think that's, I don't know, we're not too worried about that right
Yeah.
now because yeah, I think it's like a really big space.
Nice. Yeah, just keep growing. Awesome. Cool. Very cool. I'm super intrigued by the product. Obviously, like the ability to very quickly build and launch a mobile app excites, I think, a lot of people. And like you say, the market is huge. So that's super exciting. So can you actually deploy as well to the Apple App Store, or how does that work?
So far, we are just focusing on the design, so
Yeah.
it's the user interface, and then we provide ways for getting this design to actual code, but that's not done within our tool yet. So you can either take the designs to Figma if you want to like, tweak more the design, put your own, like do some more like manual adjustments and so on. You can do that, or you can export code that you can plug into either like a vibe coding tool or an IDE, whatever works.
Nice. Cool. So there's probably a ton of people like you and I out there that are considering launching their own AI tools or building, but are really struggling to get the revenue going. What advice would you give to those people?
Yeah. So I think for us, something very important is like that we pick like a growing market and at the right time. So for example, yeah, like I said, mobile apps are exploding. It's really hot right now. A lot of people are building it. So we built something. So like it's like selling, shovels in the gold rush, right? That's like
Yeah.
how it works. That there's a lot of people that want to do this, they don't know how to do it. You help them do it, and like so that like I think I see a lot of people kind of picking maybe tools in the wrong markets. Something that is like was cool like 5 years ago. I mean, sure. I mean, it doesn't mean it cannot work, but it's a lot easier in my experience at least to pick a growing market and like do something there. I think it's also more exciting.
Yeah.
And yeah, also timing matters a lot. Timing really, really does matter. We were honestly super lucky with timing, I think, because like a week after we launched, Gemini 3 launched as well. And that basically improved our designs in a matter of like changing a few lines of code um, for free. And like that really improved our product. And yeah, we were able to make better designs, and people were like, wow, this is like nothing I've seen before. And like under the hood, yes, we do obviously a lot of optimization on top of the models, but if the model gets better and your product gets better, you're
Yeah.
building in the right way, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah, you got lucky, but you have to be in the right place at the right time. You have
Yeah,
to be, in the game to get lucky. So whether
exactly.
it's luck or not, I'm not sure. Are there any big mistakes that you've made along the way, whether it's with this business or before?
Yeah, definitely. Impossible to not do any. I think one of the biggest mistakes we did with our previous product was kind of not defining like a clear ICP, so like ideal customer profile. Kind of building a product that was like we were not even sure who it was for. So it was still like a design tool, and but we had like a bunch of people using it. We had like developers that didn't know how to design. We had designers that wanted to use it for ideation. We had product managers that just wanted to use it to communicate with their team. So everything from like the indie hacker to like a small startup to design development, product people. And we're like, all right, cool. That's cool, but we never chose one to really make it perfect for them. And I think we should have rather done that. And we kind of kept it a little bit too generic. Like some features were good for, it wasn't like as specific as I would like it to be now, and that kind of gave a struggle. So because if you don't know who is your like ideal customer, who's the one that like is gonna die for your tool, it's like you're basically building it for a bunch of people that like it, but maybe no one that loves it. And that also means it's harder to market. It's harder to even like communicate. Like how do you sell it? Like you cannot sell it to like five type of people at the same time. So with Sleek, the new product, we made it from the beginning like a lot more specific. So we said, okay, this is gonna be for pre-MVP stage founders, so mobile app founders that are still kind of building their idea, small teams or like solo founder, very small, no design knowledge at all, and that's it. And so we made it very focused on these type of person. And then of course we have other people using it. We have maybe agencies, we have a designer, that uses it for iteration, for example. For now, at least at the beginning, we chose one type of customer profile and we built it for them, not for everyone. So I think, of course, as you can scale, you can expand, but to get started, I think that helps a lot.
Nice. Cool. So for non-technical founders like myself, like, we'll be scrolling on X and I'll read how, you can build entire software products these days using AI. And, I haven't found that to be the experience. How much do you use AI in building your product?
Yeah, a lot. We use Cloud Code mainly.
Nice.
I think I haven't like manually written like a line of code in a while, and I honestly love this because also my background is in coding in development, so I could code before too, but like the way they shifted things is that now we're like more like the architects. I feel like we gotta still like know what's going on, how to put pieces together, because otherwise still things can still break pretty fast. But you're like the architect, and you're not the hand. You're like the mind. So that's how I like it, and I think it's like super helpful. We use it a lot. Yeah, like I said, we use Cloud Code mainly, and like it's been like a huge time saver. I love using it even like on my phone. There's now the mobile app. Sometimes I literally like the loop is a lot faster. Maybe I'm chatting with like a customer on Twitter DMs, which I do a lot, and they say, "Hey, there is this bug, there is this issue that I had." So I open Cloud Code on my phone or the web, whatever, and just like I make an audio, and they drop everything that I think should be fixed, and they let it go, and I'll take it on later because like I cannot jump from thing to thing all the time, but like I let it go and see what it does, and maybe at the end of the day or at the end of the week, I just go through all the tasks that Cloud Code did. I fix a couple things, and boom, like things are
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I think that's what's missing. Obviously, as a non-technical founder, I don't have that architecture knowledge, and so that's one of the areas I really fall down if I were to try and build something myself. Do you think AI will solve that problem, or do you think we'll always, or for the short term, but we'll need people like you to solve the architecture?
No, yeah, I think it will definitely maybe not solve it 100%, but it's definitely like we're already seeing it improving. Like
Yeah,
you think about progress, even 1 year ago, it was like a lot different. Like only 1 year, new models came in, new tools came in that like, help the models to work in the way they should. And yeah, things are getting there. I think like for simple projects, honestly, like simple mobile apps, simple web apps, yeah, AI can basically do almost everything. When you start to get into a little bit more complex projects, for example, like with Sleek, there are some things that like I wouldn't let the AI just like vibe code without even looking at it. I want us to like understand what's going on and kind of guide the AI through for some decisions. But yeah, I think over time we'll get there, hopefully. And again, for like very simple projects, you can just do it. And like the beautiful thing is that like even if you vibe code it and like the code is shit, at least for your MVP, it's fine. You don't care. Like you just
yeah,
like maybe it won't scale if you need like a lot more features and like you start to put more pieces together, maybe things will break. But at least for the MVP, you can do it with AI. And then if you really then have problems, maybe you just hire one developer that can has some knowledge and can leverage
sure.
AI better.
Nice, cool. If you had to give one piece of content, maybe a book you've read, podcast you listened to, blog article, person you follow on X, is there like one piece of content that stands out for you that you've consumed that sort of really helped you that you would want to recommend? It could be more than one if you have a couple.
So one that we love in our team is actually Postdog website, I guess. Like they have a lot of guides on their website on product engineering. Obviously, they're for product engineers, so they
What
know
was the name again? Sorry.
Postdog. So this is the analytics tool that a lot of people use. And
Nice.
yeah, they have really cool guides on how to do product engineering. So how to, for example, get feedback, how to, when it's time to iterate or things like that, how to prioritize certain features and so on. They are really have cool deep dives on their website that we as a team look at often as inspiration, and I think they're like very solid. I also don't think a lot of people know about this,
Yeah.
but yeah, they've been like pretty cool for us. What else? I mean, honestly, just scrolling on ads, there is a lot of noise for sure, but also some interesting people. for, either finding app ideas. There's a lot of guys that drop in app ideas, or I think.
Cool. I'll put a link into the show notes below if anyone wants to find it. So yeah, I'm excited to go have a look. Haven't heard of that before. Cool. So what's next for you? Where are we going to find you in a year's time? What do you hope you achieve?
Yeah, our plan is like to keep grinding as Leak. Like I said, we're like trying a lot of new marketing channels right now, and like we'll see what works best, and like kind of double down there. Yeah, we hope to get like 100k MRR this year. That's like
Nice.
that's kind of the goal that we set, and hopefully be like even more than that. But that's like the goal that we set for now. And I think we're excited. There's a lot to build, a lot to improve, some new features that we have in the pipeline. And I think like hopefully maybe the new models will come in that will help us like do even better. But like right now we're already the feedback that we had from people are liking the product. We're figuring out how to like them listen to all their feedback. Like I have calls almost every day with customers. So we want to really make something like that people love, not like in our previous product where we end up like a lot of people liking it but like very few people loving it. This is like we want to really listen to the people that like use it and make it something like is really really helpful for them.
Cool. Love it. Awesome. Where can people find you or your product?
Yeah, so the product is called sleek.design.
Yep.
And on X you can find it at sleek.design. And I'm Mattia Pomelli on X. We can put a link probably because
Yeah, what do you?
the spelling is a little hard for most people, I guess. But yeah, I'm on X for any feedback. I'm always there. DMs are open. Always happy to chat.
Awesome. Love it. Thank you so much, man. This has been an absolute pleasure and super insightful. Yeah, we'll be looking forward to following your story.
Thanks for having me. It was fun to chat.
Cheers, man.